This part has me nervous because, you know, once I do this, I'm committed to this. I'm short of tearing all those posts out and digging the holes again and redoing it. So, kind of a nervous and exciting feeling at the same time. I still have one more beam to build too. I've just been putting that off. It's been no hurry. I had nowhere for it to go, and I was doing other things anyway. Crazy. Anyway, quick trip over to Brother Will's house, fill up with water, and then I'll get that tub filled up, and I'll have more than enough to do that first row. I'm figuring, let's say 36 bags. So I said 36 gallons divided by 12. That would be 3 gallons per column, roughly. So I have 4 columns in that first row, which means I need to have just under 12 gallons of water. So if I get, you know, 2 more tanks filled up, I'll have more than enough to do that first row. And there's one. It actually went a little easier than I thought it was going to go. How we doing, ladies? One there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 2 more of you. 8. Where's number 9? Probably back inside. Oh, that's number 9 over there, huh? So these nipples will sit right in the middle of the tank, right like that, and I'll leave the plastic on them so that when I push them down into the concrete, they don't fill with cement themselves. And then that way I'll just break the plastic off the top of them and slide the post mount right through the hole there, right through the plastic. But that way it keeps them from filling up full of concrete when you sink them in. And I only have a limited number of those because when I got my hair cut, it was getting way too hot. I only have a limited number of those, so I'm going to swing by Home Depot and see if they have more. I did get some longer ones that I could cut myself down to length, but I need another hacksaw blade, and you know, if cutting that pipe's going to be anything like cutting that rebar was, it's going to be a pain in the butt. And I do need new hacksaw blades too. Had that hacksaw laying around since last year. I think Ward came over and dropped it off with a bunch of old tools he wasn't using anymore. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But I got enough to get the first row started, so I want to do that. All right. Wheelbarrow. I also need extra water to clean everything up when I'm done. Perfect. Huh? That'll work. That will work. All right, I'm just about ready to do this. All righty. I don't know how long this is going to take, and I don't know how much it's going to take. First thing I should do is figure out how to run this machine and fire up the generator. Fire up the generator before I plug it in. Hello.
I don't know if you can see it down there, but it filled up quite a bit of that tube already. It's a bummer. I mean, literally, I'm not going to need much out of this.
Nice. There it is, one row. So, note to self, before I start pouring the next row, make sure that I have all of the sonotubes lined up and ready to go. This would not have been an issue had I actually done what I needed to do and gotten all those leveled out, but I kind of jumped the gun because I wanted to get these started. So right now I'll give a bag count when I'm done and when I've got some stuff cleaned up. Again, I don't want to keep running the generator and I don't want to talk over it. So let me get everything cleaned up here and then we'll come back and I'll tell you what I should have done and how many bags of concrete I actually used. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I used 12 bags of this concrete to fill up those 4. So according to that math, I'm going to need 24 more. So I've got 5, 10, 15, 20, 23. I'm going to go ahead and pick up one more bag just in case. All in all, a couple of things that, you know, like I said earlier, if I would have just had all of these lined up and ready to go, which was just pure laziness on my part, I wouldn't have wasted half a bag of concrete there, which means I probably wouldn't need to get another bag. The mixer worked great once I figured out how to use it. I think I got the consistency where it needs to be. I think I got everything set exactly where it needs to be. We'll stretch a line here in a minute. I have one thing left to do on the top of each one of these rows as I go back. And on this one, since this one was my target, the center front one was my target height when I did the whole thing to begin with, I'm going to throw a little something special down on the bottom of that one when I pour it. I needed to get a row under my belt, and this row was ready to go. But some viewers had suggested in comments that I should put something underneath there, and I think I have just the perfect thing for it. So I'll show you guys that when I get ready to go, and I'll show you what I'm doing here on these columns as soon as they cure up a little bit enough to be able to do what I want to do with them. That's about it. Cleanup is a mess. Water-wise, you know, I said, hey, if I fill that twice, I should be able to do the whole thing, but under real conditions and seeing what actually happened, I'm going to need to fill that up multiple times. So what I'll do is I'll go fill up the water at Brother Will's, come back and top that whole thing off, go back over again and get backup water and get it all set up and ready to go, and then I should be good to go for the next 2 rows. Because it took, basically for a row, it took almost the entire container of water that I had there. Cool. All right, one is done. One row is done. It's cure for a couple of days. I'll slide the brackets in there. We'll place the beam on top, and then we'll have our first beam in place. This is so awesome. This is so awesome. I'm loving it. I am loving every minute of this project. Thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm Sean in Alaska. If you have not done so, check out some of the other videos that I've done. I'm not a contractor. I'm not a construction guy at all. I'm not a carpenter. I'm not a cement guy. I'm nothing. But I'm having a lot of fun doing this, and hopefully I'll make the mistakes that you won't have to make if you decide to do something like this yourself. I'll talk to you guys later on. Chickens? What do you think? So I thought that I would carve some names on the top of my columns for people that mean a great deal to me. So this row is going to be Brianne and Nick's row. Right? So Brianne and Nick, Dash, Dalton, and on his way, Declan. The next row will be Ashley's row. And I haven't got there yet. But that'll be Ashley, Rosalie, and then we'll go ahead and we'll leave those blank depending on what happens for Ashley down the road. But that last row is going to be for people who have really supported me through this whole thing and really made this project, I mean, basically giving me the confidence to continue on with everything that I'm doing. I mean, they have been there to support me from day one. So that'll be your row right there. And I think you know who you are, but you will find out soon enough.